All right, so we're back on. Just set up another game for us in the lobby here on colonist.io, Settlers of Catan. For those of you that are familiar with the game Catan but aren't familiar with colonist.io, great platform to be able to play some games online. At the moment we already have 3 people ready to go. Fourth player just joined. Everybody seems to be high karma, so there's sort of a rating for people who might not necessarily complete all of their games, and we want to play against people that are going to remain in the game till the end. Yeah, so just a great place to be able to set up a quick game. As you saw, literally just before I came back, I set it up kind of as I was turning things on. We already had the first person in, and within a couple of minutes we were ready to go. So definitely recommend it if you're interested in the game and playing online. And for those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Ziggy. TryNiceGames is sort of the entity that I'm using to promote board games and showcase some games and just have a bit of fun. So yeah, please follow us, check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. And I typically upload some interesting games and fun games onto YouTube later, so you might be able to check out the content there and subscribe there if you're interested. So we are the third player to pick a settlement on this board. So if you notice, the first 2 players basically blocked the 5 ore, which is the best and only ore producing spot. So we're going to have to consider our options here and go for some kind of like devious alternative ulterior plan here. We're going to want to be able to yeah, I think we're going to have to focus on being able to do like some significant road building, and then whatever the 4th player does, settling in 2 spots, we're going to be able to get the wheat and the wool down here somewhere. So I think this one is more critical for us to go at first. That gives us a really good combo of clay and lumber. And then depending on what the next player does, my 2 favored options are either the 5, 9, 10 or the 8, 3, 10. And we'll just have to run with that. And so without the ore, we're basically going to have to rely on ports to produce the ore that we are most likely going to need for cities and potential development cards. And if an occasional 12 rolls like once or twice this game, that's kind of a bonus in that regard. So we'll see what the red player does here. I should say hello to everyone in the chat. Hi all. Yeah, so in the in-game chat, I try to keep things, really pleasant and friendly and whatnot. Every once in a while, I've said this a few times, you will get someone who's, just a little toxic, and when that happens, I try to avoid those scenarios, and by being super friendly right out the gate, it usually makes it so that it's unlikely that people are going to be negative, so my preference, by the way, would be to go to the 5, 9, 10 here, but I have a strange feeling that our friend here this red player is going to really go heavy on the on the wool. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, if they do something like that, I'm just going to go. So if they go crazy and do like the 3-10-9 and try to monopolize the wool, I'll just go 3-4-8. Otherwise, I think I'm going 5-9-10. Okay, so both options are available for us. I mean, just thinking out loud here, the wool production is going to be the least important for us. So if we can somehow swindle our way into both ports here, that would be pretty awesome. However, if we go here, we can go clay port, double up here, but then we don't have the wheat port. So maybe this is the way to go. Maybe this is the way to go. So we'll try to get the wheat port and the 3-1 port as kind of our top priorities to start things off here. I think as far as production goes, you know, this is pretty decent. Considering these guys sort of blockaded the ore, I think we sort of went well. And the fact that red went here, I mean, it looks kind of silly, but as far as you know, making life difficult for the blue player, that actually works out really well for us as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this game evolves. I mean, how much? Yeah, I think we're theoretically much quicker than orange, so he might want to try and get on the 8-10, but I think we're much quicker in terms of the, you know, our ability to get roads and settle. He's going to go after us though, which is slightly annoying. Probably block the 6 clay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's it's kind of good for us. And he goes there. Okay. That worked out quite well for us, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna try this trade. I don't think it's likely to work, but all right. Yep. But yeah, we're basically looking for lumber and clay, you know, to build the road and then settle. We have the wheat and the wool to be able to do that. So this is like our top priority for sure. Yeah. All right. I think we just go here and hit blue. I don't think anybody has the lumber. Well, now red has lumber, so I don't think necessarily he's going to be interested in trading, or they're going to be interested in trading. But I could try to do a lumber for clay trade with them. Moving forward, we might be able to kind of utilize that resource that he's producing a lot of and sort of missing the clay because he's only on the 2 clay, obviously. So yeah, see how we go here. By the way, if you are watching live, Please let us know that things are looking okay, sounding okay, and feel free to make comments in the chat. Let us know where you're from. Ask any questions about the game if you're not extremely familiar with it. Totally happy to give you guys an overview of the game itself, and just talk things through strategy-wise. I try to do that anyway, but yeah, so the orange player is looking for the lumber. He does get to settle. So now maybe we can try this, and maybe the red player will be interested in doing this. How about that? So orange is doing it. Red is also willing to do it. How about wheat for lumber? No. Okay, well, we will build our one road, that's for sure. And hopefully there we go. So finally we got a 9, produced our own lumber, and that gives us the resources that we need to be able to settle here. So the red player gets to settle as well. That's totally fine. We get that random ore that I said would be nice to get, here and there. If we get that one ore, that sort of saves us later on having to convert, in the port. And obviously building a city here would be pretty amazing for us once we're on that port, which is now. And yeah, I think we're pretty much set for that turn. Okay, so we could go after development cards. However, I do think that trying to save up resources to be able to build a city is going to be really, really good for us. Again, just thinking out loud, we do have this weird potential of kind of building in this direction, getting this 3-1 port instead of that 3-1 port, which also gets us more wheat. So maybe that's the trick here. Well, since we have 6 cards and we're blocked, I will take one development card. That just allows us to gain control of the knight and get it off of one of our important hexes here, production-wise. So, looking at where we're at right now, I'm not hating the idea of blocking the 10, although he just got a development card as well. Okay, interesting. So I may hold on to this knight for a later scenario. That worked out quite well for us. Yeah, we're not really interested in trading the ore. Not really interested in giving anyone any ore. Yeah, I think we'll just keep on rolling. So the red player is going after that spot, which is interesting. So I mean, we might have to try and hit orange here somewhere. That 5 ore seems like the juiciest spot, really. I mean, it's not that I don't think red has any chance to win, but without the ore, he's really relying on sort of heavy wool sort of rolling here, and I'm just not buying what he's selling, let's put it that way. So if we had 2 lumber, technically we would be able to settle. The blue player is going to have a problem from the perspective of being able to get onto ports, so that's something to bear in mind. The orange player has 10 cards, so that's really, really strong. Yeah, so he's going to try to wrap around here and get onto the clay port, which is surprising, but I mean, not the craziest thing we've ever seen, right? But I think I have to block the 5 ore here, pardon me, and hit the orange player. I think that's the most sensible thing to do, so we'll go with that idea. And roll the dice, and yeah, technically we could convert 2 wheat into 1 lumber, which I'm going to do straight away. Just build out here. And that's exactly the roll that we wanted, so that gives us both the lumber and the wheat, and now again we are ready to settle on the next turn, so really increasing our wheat production here, but of course also getting that extra settlement down is going to be pretty good for us. I mean, that's like a critical spot for us to get to. I would have liked to have produced more lumber and sort of run in this direction, but right, so he's going for that 3-1 port and trying to get on at least some ore. That actually does make sense. Like, I'm not, now that I see what he's doing, it's not the craziest idea I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen some crazy ones. Yeah, so blocking the 5, super good for us. Yeah, I mean, I think we just settle. I think we can try to do something like this. The orange player might be interested because his wool production is not that great. And if he's not interested, that's totally fine. Yeah, maybe we hold off on doing anything then. Just see how we go this round in terms of cards. Yep. So blocking that 5 proved to be doubly effective so far. But yeah, red is really, really running away now with the victory points that they have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. Surely he's going to hit the 8 here. So now this is an interesting question. We could convert that to... Do we want to get on the 9 though? I sort of feel like this idea. So if I can get wool for clay, for example. clay or lumber. And we can build the 2 roads, which I would love to do. But if nobody's interested, then nobody's interested. Okay. Just go here for now. Yeah, see what happens. Yeah, lots of 5s rolling. Lots of 5s rolling. So again, if we can get a 6 or a 9 this round, we can convert 2 wheat into our missing resource. Oh, sorry, I need to build 1 more road before that. Anyway, so, well, yeah, well, a 6 or a 9 gets us that extra road that we need. So that's going to be, that's what I meant, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, even just building that 1 road kind of locks that spot up for us, which is great. And then depending on, you know, how the cards come out. So if a 9 rolls, I think we are able to build a road and settle. Orange wants that. I'll do that. I'll do that. He wants to build a city. That's fair enough. Yep. So now again, we're ready to settle. The 3-1 port is nice, but obviously tripling up on that 5 is going to be pretty handy for us. Sort of surprised. I would have thought that blue had quite a bit of ore that they produced already, but oh well. Clay for lumber. What's he trying to do? I'll do clay for lumber and wheat. Nice. Yeah, I don't mind helping him out a little bit. Obviously this helps us tremendously, so we get to settle here. The question now is, so he, from a road building perspective, he's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, he could try to build out there, but at this stage, I think I'm just going to end the turn and sort of hold the line here for a minute. Nice. So that's the second random 12 that we got. We can keep track of those. But yeah, that's, you know, that's one ore And then if a 5 rolls somehow, we're going to be able to convert and build a city, which is fantastic for us. Like that's sort of what we're, you know, from an aspirations perspective, hoping to do here. So we have 5 settlements on the board. We're going to have to put a city down before we can put another settlement anyway. But what I'm looking at is this idea that we can potentially swindle the road. I'm hoping he's still going to go for the red player here, so like blue and red up there, something like that. He might, you know, interesting. Really interesting. Slightly annoying. Okay, I think I'll do this because it just kind of blockades. It like closes red in. Not that he's in danger of like ever sort of running out of that spot, but we need to get rid of some of our cards anyway. So I may as well just build that one random road. It might scare him a little bit as well to kind of focus on something that he's not really wanting to focus on, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, so he gets to put down a city. The 9 comes, gets us that little bit closer, but not quite there. Another 9 would get us there. And obviously a 5 or a 12 will get us there, but 12 is the least likely option of the 3. But yeah, 5, 9, 12 would be the pathway for us to yeah, it's pretty amazing. Maybe we can do that for that. I mean, I don't necessarily know that he's going to be interested, but he just has such an abundance of wheat that, yeah, we'll just do it straight away. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't realize what I was doing there, but I mean, just the fact that we can build a city, I think it's super important for us to be able to get that down. So we're at 6 points. If I'm able to settle there, that's 7. And then like swindling longest road at some point, plus, you know, hopefully getting like a development card. I mean, again, we're not out of the army race as well. It's worth pointing that out too. It's just that other people have like a better setup for development card production relative to us. I mean, ours isn't terrible, of course. Like if we start, you know, if the 5 starts catching fire here, we're obviously in the game. Yeah, the blue player is going to have to hit red. Red just made it to 8 points. Obviously, it's not outside the realm of possibility that we steal the road from them and we get to 8 points. Kick them down to 6, but we still need the cards to be able to do that. So yeah, so orange has already swindled the road, so I think our pathway here, I mean, it's going to be hard for us to win this game, not going to lie, but I think the pathway for us here, wow, just so many cards for the red player. It's crazy. Finally, we get something. I think the pathway for us, to be honest, is going to be through the development card routes. We just have to do this. And if we don't get army, we can't win. So a monopoly is pretty good, actually. We can steal a bunch of cards from people if we get the chance. So we do have a 3-1 port and the wheat port, so it does look like a lot of wheat is out. We could use it to maybe steal a bunch of ore, potentially, because ore is pretty heavily out there. So he wants to drop another city. So he takes a couple of development cards. Okay. Fair enough. We just have to focus for a second just in terms of the cards that are coming out. So a 9 is a little bit of wheat. Obviously wheat seems to be out in abundance right now. But again, other players might be kind of burning through it. Yeah, another 4. So stealing all of the wheat makes sense, particularly if orange doesn't do a lot with it. I mean, he's probably going to burn 4 to 1, which does make sense from his perspective, but if we steal all of the wheat, we should be able to do, one of 2 things, which is to settle or to drop another city, which isn't terrible for us. But yeah, taking everyone's wheat is going to be pretty nice. So he builds a city. Still a lot of wheat out there, so monopolizing the wheat is going to be the way to go. I guess unless I roll a 5. If I roll a 5 or a 3, I might just take all of the ore instead. But since we roll that, I may as well just go with this kind of idea. Just take all of the wheat. Nice. So 12 wheat. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to do both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So this is pretty nice. Pretty big turn from our perspective. Like just taking everybody's resources is pretty cool. So that puts us at 8 points here. We sort of locked. I think we've locked second place. The question is whether or not we're going to be able to beat the orange player here somehow. I mean, taking all of the wheat was solid, and now it'll be interesting to see, what cards they get and if they're able to develop quick enough. Red is going for army. Oh, he takes road, so that's really good for us. That delays orange's path to victory here. So that's really interesting. Yeah, again, red is just producing so much wool with that wool for it. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I definitely think I'm going to have to just go for a development card in this instance here. I don't see a better option. So the road is at 7. Yeah, I mean, if I could build 3 roads, I mean, if I get road building, that would be kind of an interesting, interesting swindle. So I could do 1, 2, 3. But if we're somehow able to build 3 roads here, that sort of swindle would be pretty cool. We're not far off, by the way. So like, you know, if we roll a random 9 here, something like, or even a 5, that gets us there, which is funny. Kind of in an, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't look like we're competing for longest road at the moment. So if somehow we're able to get that going, that would be kind of hilarious. Like the road changed hands from red to orange to blue, and then us in the end, kind of sneakily. I'd like that actually. If somehow we're able to do that, that would be really cool. But I do. Before I get too excited about that idea, my sense is that Orange is going to be able to build like just the one road that they need and expand or extend, I should say, their road build here. I mean, whether it's in this direction or in that direction. Although to be fair, I haven't like completely followed the cards that Orange might have in their hand right now to be able to potentially do that, but so yeah, we're right there. It's pretty funny. We're actually right there. So let's see if blue goes to 8. I'm not interested in trading with blue. I don't believe that this is going to happen, but it's just kind of amusing that it could potentially happen. He's probably gonna rob us, which is a bit sad. Oh, there's hope. He wants a road. Oh, that's so good. I think we might have it. I think we might have it. This is hilarious. So 1, 2 gets us to 7. Like that lollipop is the 6 around the hex. Wow. Yeah, we did end up swindling the road in the end. That's really funny. Nice. So yeah, that was a pretty interesting game. That was kind of exciting at the end. It's really like the coolest thing about that game. I don't think I've ever seen that before, where the road building changed hands between all of the players during that game. So just to recap, red took it initially with a 5 over here. Orange stole the road with 6 in this direction. Then blue built out to here and got to 7. And then in the end, we were able to swindle it down there for 8. So that was a pretty cool finish. Yeah, so I might upload that one to YouTube. That's just a cool little road swindle. So yeah, if you're watching this in the future, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you want to join us live at some point on Twitch, just look for TryNiceGames on twitch.tv. And yeah, cool game. Really, really cool game.